Scott, you and I are back into the Rogue-lite family once again with Death or Treat. This one is, I don't want to use the word, but I'm going to. Dude is adorable. Like, I love the art style. It is very, very cool. It is very simplistic, but yet it's very appealing. And then once you get in, that's when things kind of change, because you're like, yo, this is tough. This is not my style that I'm kind of comfortable with. But at the same time, it's one more run. You ready? You get that hook of, let's just try one more run, and then I'll try and go get this, and then I'm gonna go buy a weapon, or I'm gonna go upgrade a power, or I'm gonna go do it. Like, there's just, there's the hook that it hit me with. I did get hooked in it. It's cool. The weird thing for me though, Scott, dude, this is a Halloween game. Like, it's just like, it's not Halloween. We're just about to come into summertime here. And I'm like, yo, if you guys would have held this off just a little bit longer, waiting for Halloween, I think you might have had a better launch just because of the time frame. But at the end of the day, dude, Death or Treat is a wicked game. It is a ton of fun. And it should be on everybody's Halloween game to play for that time of year, for sure. What did you think so far?
Oh, very Halloween themed, you're right. And cute, I think, is the right way of describing it. Everything's kind of a little silly. It's got a personality of its own. Your character is named Scary, for example. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but you venture out beyond Halloween Town, and I find it interesting, the things you're describing there. It's a lot of death and an occasional treat. And that treat will have you going back around for that other loop. That is the gameplay loop, and it does bite you in that way. I find that it was incredibly difficult, though, to progress past the first boss fight. Even it's just incredibly hard to keep your health the entire way through, and those are typical roguelite kind of issues. But this one did sit right with me. I liked it.
No, absolutely. I was hooked, and it just kept me wanting to go back to, for, like I said, that one more run. There is the main hub world that you start in, and I don't know if you caught it, but there's this dog that just doesn't stop barking the whole time. I'm like, why is this dog even here? You can pet the dog. I'm like, okay, cool, maybe now he'll chill out.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely did, hoping he'd chill out, and he did not chill out. He's still yipping away. I'm like, man. And then there's this weird platforming portion at the main hub world where there's a second level, but it's kind of awkward almost to get up to that second level.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this could have been a little bit easier, because I just want to go up to these other stores. And the cool part is, as you go out and you gather your resources and stuff, you come back, you fix these buildings up. Basically what's going on is that everybody's left, and you're trying to bring everyone back, and then you start fixing these buildings. But then as you fix them, they give you other things where you can upgrade your power, or you can then buy a new weapon. I bought a new sword, and I'm swinging this thing around. I'm having a ton of fun, but this dog just will not stop barking, dude. And I'm like, why is that? Even my wife commented on it, and I was like, yo, that's annoying. I'm like, yes, it is annoying. And I wish it wasn't here. But at the end of the day, the story itself, very social media focused, with that twist, right? There's a twist to it. They're talking about, YouTube in a sense, and they got Facebook in there, and they're not directly, but you can get that social media little meaning behind everything here, that they're not
dark side.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's not in your favor, but at the end of the day, the story, dude, is something, as you keep going through and running through for more loops, I just kept spamming my way to get through that so I can get back out and get into the action.
Yeah, I found myself doing the same. I like that there is a hub world. There needs to be some sort of a long-term progression in any roguelite, in my opinion.
Yep.
And that does provide it, but I wasn't very interested in any of the characters that I came across or met along the way, and my dog happened to be a lot more settled than yours. I thought it was because I pet it, but it seems that was not the issue.
No,
in any case, you do get the option to kind of customize your run. That's something you touched on. That's something that I think is a little less developed in this roguelite versus others. And to specify, I mean your weapon selection. So you have a weapon and powers that you can use. And the powers, you get 3 choices right off the start. I went with one, I had a favorite, and never selected a second one. You begin the game with just a stick. Okay, that's a fair starting point, but the next weapon you have really just one option to get. And all these items that you find that you need to craft these weapons are hard to find. They don't get them right off the start. So my only complaint really here is that it forces you down one path of play. I can't really customize my character outside of the runs. There are occasionally a bar that will pop up where you can drink potions to kind of change your powers, but they are a random roll. And likewise, it'll give you the option of pick one upgrade out of 2, or I suppose you could just walk past, but there's not really the option of choice as much as I've seen in other roguelites.
Fair enough. Scott, we've had a good time. This is definitely a unique, cutesy art style that pulled me in. I like the charm of the characters. The overall hub world, though, kind of had me a little off-put here or there. And then the characters, every time you go into the store, it's the same dialogue over and over and over again. And I'm just trying to skip it over and over and over. And I'm just like, man, just let me go buy my stuff. I've already talked to you 100 times. Let me move on to the next thing, right? And then you get out in the world, and then it's just rinse and repeat. But it's a ton of fun. I had a great time doing all of that. But yeah, there's a couple little minor tweaks here or there. Overall, for me, dude, I'm rolling in with a 7.
I agree with that. I think I'm at a 7 with you as well, because this game has a lot going for it in terms of competent roguelite, but there's just a few little things here and there. The personality towards the whole game, the Halloween theme, isn't going to sit well with most people, maybe. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And then beyond that, the element of choice. I wish I had a little bit more choice, but there is a lot of solids going for this game. It is a very interesting roguelite, and that is seen all the way through the level design. As you go through, it re-rolls randomly each time. So this was a nice one for me. I like it. I'm there with a 7.
Nice.